He's the bike boss and devoted dad on a warpath with e-bikes. Andrew Garnsworthy is CEO of Pedal Group, behind the giant 99 bikes. And he says there's no way in hell he'd let any of his 3 kids ride one. Andrew wants our politicians and police to act to help stop deaths and serious injuries, including 3 overnight in one state alone. I spoke with Andrew earlier. Andrew, you're the boss of the biggest bike retailer in the country, and e-bikes make up almost half of all of your sales. These things are your bread and butter. Why do you want to crack down?
Yeah, e-bikes make up about 40% of our bike sales. In terms of a crackdown, we're seeing an increase in unsafe, overpowered, overspeed bikes in the community. They're actually not e-bikes mainly, they're mostly e-motorbikes that require licences, registration. So we want to see some enforcement of the current rules.
We want our kids to be active, we want to get them off our devices, and you've got kids, they're right in the sweet spot age of the kids who are riding these things. Would you let your own kids ride them?
No, I'd let my kids ride normal e-bikes that are in line with limits. They don't have throttles, they're limited to 25k an hour from a speed perspective. They're fine, and we sell kids-specific e-bikes that are fit for purpose. However, any of these overpowered, illegal bikes are simply too fast, and kids don't have the road sense to be able to use these bikes safely, and they're illegal as well.
And yet people are riding them, and they're riding them in droves, and we're seeing people being hurt and killed. Just overnight in Queensland, 4 people were hospitalised after e-bike collisions, and we've had, sadly, 3 young people have lost their lives in the past 6 weeks. Do you think we've hit crisis levels here?
Yeah, I think we have, and I think it's quite clear that there's a lack of enforcement of the illegal bikes at importation, at point of sale for retail, as well as out there in the streets.
And I know that you've also written to the Queensland Premier, to David Crisafulli, calling for immediate action. Have you had a response?
No, we haven't had a response. We've had a note that he's referred it to the Transport Minister. So at this stage, there's no response.
And what do you think of the Premier saying that he won't be changing any laws until the inquiry wraps up in March? Is that good enough?
No, I think it's too slow. We need faster action in terms of enforcement of the current rules, and then we also do need coordinated action across states and at a federal level to stop these illegal, unsafe bikes coming into Australia in the first place.
Because that's the thing, they're against the law to modify them to be able to go the speeds that they're going. And as you say, they're just like motorbikes in many respects, how fast they're going. And there's currently no age limit either on the ability to ride an e-bike. It's sending pretty mixed messages to teenagers.
Yeah, it is. And there's actually a mix of rules. Queensland, as an example, there is no age limit. However, in Western Australia, you do need to be 16 or over. So there's some inconsistency across various states around legality of riding an e-bike.
And would requiring licences, requiring registration, would that also help in ensuring that our children are safe?
Yeah, licences and registrations is an interesting point. We feel for the overpowered and faster speed e-bikes, faster than 25k an hour, that could be a really good practical solution to have a second class of e-bikes that require registration and licensing.
So what's your fear if we don't take more urgent action here?
My fear, if there's not further action, is there will be more accidents, there will be more tragedies. Some kids are just not aware enough from a road perspective and also have the capabilities or skills to deal with overpowered, overspeed bikes, they're currently illegal. They should be illegal, and we need action to get these bikes off the streets.
And a lot of kids are riding them without helmets on too.
Yeah, that's another issue. Yeah, complete issue in terms of helmets are mandatory across Australia in terms of riding a bike, and we see many instances of kids riding with no helmets, which is very dangerous.
So you've said there's no way in hell you'd let your own kids ride these things. What's your message then to politicians and to police?
To politicians, we need action to stop these bikes being imported into Australia in the first place. The second point is just enforcing the current rules.
And what do you say to mums and dads who are letting their kids ride them?
Well, each parent needs to make their own decision around what's suitable for their kids. I think the message around looking at some of these tragedies that have occurred and it's just simply not worth it.
Yeah, we certainly need action on this. We're seeing too many lives lost and people being seriously injured. Andrew, thank you so much.
No problem. Thanks for your time, Deb.
Yeah, look, things have got to change in the e-bike space. Something has got to give, and Andrew's reforms would be a very good start.